It's no secret that all of us probably spend way too much time on our phones. At the same time, we can't really live without it. And I think it's very important that we really get the most out of the phone, because some use the phone to just mindlessly watch TikTok and waste the time away, while others use it as a productivity machine. Of course, I'm also guilty to do a little bit of entertainment on there, but mostly I use it really to get my work done, to track my health, track my investments, and of course stay on top of all my notes, to-do lists, calendar items. So really, I think it's so important how we use our phone. And that's why in this video, I want to take you through what's on my phone, which hopefully can be useful to some of you. Let's start with the home screen. I usually don't have a fancy wallpaper. I like it very clean. You can see the time, the temperature outside as well. And then you see a couple of widgets over here. So the first one is my step count. I always want to see that front and center because for me, it's very important. You can see, sadly, I slipped. The last 2 days was not very good, but in the past, I always aim to have at least 10,000 steps. So mostly I've got it done, but the last 2 days we've been traveling and now back to Lithuania. So sadly, I missed out on that, but I want to get back on track with that. So for me, it's always very important to have that. Then right next to it is my VPN. NordVPN is what I'm using as my VPN of choice. And I can see it's enabled right now. So if I just click on this, I can see, yes, I'm connected. Very simple. And yeah, it's always good to know that you're connected and your traffic is basically safe. And lastly, you can see my stress meter. So that's basically connected to my Apple Watch over here. And that's an app called Athletics. I'll show you in a second how that works, but basically it tracks my stress throughout the day. So I think it's really insightful and honestly, it's really accurate. Sometimes I go back, I can see the time, I remember, yeah, that was actually a stressful situation. So seeing it sometimes front and center reminds you to visualize and come down. And yeah, I quite like it and definitely quite helpful. And then you see also at the bottom here, the dot and it says YouTube. Right now, I'm in the focus mode called YouTube. And I really recommend using focus mode. The longest of times, I've never used that. I just put the ringer on, but since they switched the ringer, with the new iPhones, we don't have ringers anymore. So basically now I use a lot of the focus modes, and YouTube basically nothing will get through. It means I can really focus on recording, no calls, no messages, nothing is coming through. I will not be distracted. I can really focus on that because also I don't want to record and get all those pop-ups over here, right? But if I'm not on YouTube, mostly all I do is swipe down after I'm done with this, for example. I have 3 modes, either YouTube, then I have sleep, of course, when I sleep, then also nothing will get through. I think only a couple of really close contacts, family members that can call me. So I'll get alerted to that. Otherwise, nothing. And I have do not disturb. That's actually the mode I'm mostly in. Whenever I'm done filming, I go into do not disturb. And honestly, it's such a game changer because now I don't get any notifications anymore. Only I think from my bank or my trading notifications, but none of the rest, no comments on YouTube or Instagram or emails, what have you. Literally only calls from my wife. And as I said, a couple of bank notifications, that's it. And really, it was such a game changer. Trust me, you should really try it out. I mean, I love it because now I check it whenever I want to check it. And anyways, we check our phones way too much. So definitely it's been a real game changer. But for now, let's go back to YouTube so nobody disrupts us. Right, so here we are in the home screen. And that really changed, I don't know, it changed, I think every few months I kind of change it up. But the last few years, I kind of like that in the top we have the main widgets that are helpful for me. And at the bottom, I have a couple of apps that I mostly use, right? In total, I have 3 pages, so I come to that in a second. So yeah, as you can see, the top 3 widgets are actually all Notion widgets. And I switched a couple of months ago to Notion and honestly been loving it. So for example, if I have a new task that I have to do, I click into mobile inbox and then right away I have a task capture. So I can just add in a new task, say what it is, give it the area, and it will be in my to-do list. Same if I have a content capture idea and I want to make a new video. Recently, somebody asked me in the comments for an updated Nexo video and I put it here so I remember to make that in the future. It will be in my content calendar. So it's really cool, as well as capturing any notes. So I really started using Notion for everything because previously I used things for my tasks, then Google Calendar. So it was all over the place. And honestly, I've been really loving the setup. Then over here on my mobile task list, I basically have all the tasks for this particular day. It's the same view, just what is due today. I can filter by due date, today, tomorrow. You can filter very easily in Notion and see all of that, what is due today. Then I have also the Notion calendar. And I honestly really love this calendar. It's so clean. I like that 2-day view. And once again, it syncs with all my various calendars, all my Google calendars. Previously, I used to swear by Google calendars, but since starting Notion calendar, it's just such a game changer. And I can even sync with my Notion list. So I can see my tasks in here. I can see my content calendar in here. So I can see everything, even subscriptions. I have a separate subscription tracker in Notion. And then the due date basically will be picked up in my calendar. And I can see inside my calendar when something is due. So then I can decide, should I cancel it or not? So honestly, Wow, such a game changer. I absolutely love the app. And I don't know about you, I like to keep my calendar clean. If there's a past event that's done, I always delete it. So when I go back, I can check that everything is done. If it's not done, I move it forward. So that's why I'm just showing you past days. But basically, yeah, whenever something is done, I delete it so I know everything has been done, and the rest I move forward to the future. You can see here at the top, revealing my dividends. That was the video I just did recently. So once I publish that, basically it will be out and done, and it will basically be archived in my Notion. So really, really powerful. Then of course, I have my Pocket Cast, which is my podcast player of choice. So here I have a lot of podcasts that I listen to on a regular basis. But of course, so many good podcast players out there. I just use them for many, many years now. I love it. Right now, actually, I also have here my affirmation. So I did that with ChatGPT and 11 Labs, which basically reads the affirmation for me of how much I want to earn and what my life is going to look like. It's really cool. I can play it right inside here before sleeping, and it's really, really powerful. And yeah, I love it. And if I don't listen to that, I have all the various podcasts to listen to. Then of course YouTube, one of my favorite apps, and honestly I love it and always have it right front and center over here. I have YouTube Premium because that way I can listen to videos on the go. I can even close the phone on lock screen and it will still play. So for me it's worth the money, and yeah, definitely if you listen and watch a lot of YouTube, it might make sense for you as well. Of course Photos app, because we use our photos a lot. Settings of course right here as well, because we have to have access to that all the time. Then at the bottom are my most used apps most frequently, and recently I added widgets, which is another crypto exchange where I started trading a little bit of my coins. Not something I encourage, but yeah, you can see actually I made some good gains from it. I'm actually up around $3,000, so yeah, pretty good performance, and honestly it's very easy to trade on here. I love the experience, the interface, but yeah, not something I recommend. I've been playing around a little bit with it, and so far really been enjoying the process. So yeah, I check the app a little bit too often, especially when I'm in the trade, because obviously I want to see how it's performing. Then of course YouTube Studios, that's another app that I check way too many times. I'm a little bit obsessed with my analytics. So every time when I open the app and see a new subscriber, I really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then now is probably a good time to do so, which really I would appreciate a lot. Then of course Gmail, my email provider of choice. I don't have to explain that. I usually have it on all inboxes, so then I have all my various inboxes and see all of them rather than having to toggle between each of the various accounts. It just makes life so much easier. Of course Instagram, another one, pretty self-explanatory. Spotify for music, I love it. I've been using it for many years. I keep going back and forth between Apple Music. Sometimes I try it because I love everything Apple, but honestly in terms of music, after so many years I just have all my songs there playlist, so I love it. Then of course phone is nothing new as well. And then you will see down here, and that's the Arc browser. And that's honestly an amazing browser I've been using now for a couple of weeks. And honestly, I love it so much. Previously I used to have Safari on my phone, Chrome on the Mac, and it was just all over the show. Now I have Arc browser on both my phone and on my computer. And it's just such a game changer. I mean, absolutely love it. Once you start scrolling, it disappears. It's completely clean. I can see all my various tabs over here that are linked up. So really cool as well. I literally see no more ads since I use it because it's so powerful. The ad blocker, which is already inbuilt. You don't have to download anything. And yeah, the coolest thing is you can pitch to summarize. So you can just pinch it and it will summarize the website for you, and you can get an easy analysis what it is, especially for articles or when I'm sometimes on a different website that I don't know. For example, in Lithuania, right? I don't speak the language, but let's say I want to see what that article is all about. Of course, I could translate it in Google and what have you, but basically that way I can just pinch to zoom and it will summarize it for me and translate it so I can see what the article is all about. So honestly, super, super powerful feature. And one more cool thing I really love, you can obviously do a regular Google search like always, look for something and then click what are ETS and it will go on Google as always, or you can click on browse for me. So basically now you would have AI doing the Googling for you and finding all the different sources. And it's so good because on Google often you're just bombarded with ads, right? But here it really gives you a top level overview of what it is with a couple of videos, really nice definition, structure, and honestly I found the summaries extremely good. Of course you can always go deeper if you want it later on, you have the sources up here, but yeah, that feature alone I use so many times rather than, as I said, having to go through all these various links and try a website and go back, or for recipes. It's super, super powerful, and these few features alone for me are a lifesaver. And also on the desktop app, the browser looks absolutely slick. I definitely recommend you to check it out. Then over here I have all my social folders, basically all the various social medias that I have. I try not to use them too many times, and even putting it in a folder, I saw myself using them less than I previously did. So already been very helpful. And yeah, for example, Telegram I never used, but now they started, playing around with crypto trading. Everything happens in Telegram. So at first found a little bit scammy, but it's actually quite insightful. LinkedIn I use for more professional sharing of my life, what's happening and so on. Facebook, honestly, I hardly ever use at all. Messenger, some people send me messages over there. WhatsApp is still super powerful. In the UAE, Dubai, entire country runs literally on WhatsApp. So you can chat with your bank on WhatsApp, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, TikTok, I shouldn't be using that, but I still like it once in a while. Mostly I watch it for comedy and so on, but I quite enjoy it once in a while, not bad. Circle is a platform where I host my Smart Money Club, which you can sign up to if you wanted to. I'll leave a link down in the description below. It's where we connect with like-minded people, where I share deeper insights into my investment portfolio. I've recently done a complete video where I walk you through all my income and expenses for a month. So really deep dive into my personal finances and really connect with other members and share investing advice and so forth. So I think really powerful. And you have an app so you can see all the various spaces that we have. So it's really interesting, really powerful. And yeah, it's a really growing community and maybe you're interested. So definitely check it out. But then instead of going to the right, let's go first to the left. Here I have some quick access widgets as well. Of course, my weather, that's always important. Then I have my step count tracker, so as I've shown you before. And then I have my coffee tracker as well. So every time I drink a coffee, all I will do is click on that over here. And you can see already it's been updated. Now I can see, okay, I drank 4 capsules, right? And honestly, it's really powerful because in the past I used to drink way too much. And now by doing that, I reduced from 6 to usually 3 or 4 cups a day. But of course I didn't drink that right now, so I can remove it. But yeah, honestly, I've been really enjoying the app. The app is called High Coffee and I paid a premium membership. It's a one-off, I think. But honestly, for me, I've been really enjoying the experience. And then we come to the app that I use for tracking all my analytics, basically with my Apple Watch. And that's called Athlytics. And it's really, really cool app, especially for sleep tracking also. The sleep tracker on Apple Watch is good, but this one takes it to the whole new level. It's similar to Whoop in a way. So you can see your quality of sleep over here and all the various insights and metrics, the duration of it. So honestly, so much more powerful and visually nicely presented than you would have on the Apple Health app. Recovery, your exertion as well. So really, really nice. It's a annual subscription, but honestly for me is well worth the money. I can see here my health overall, and sometimes I'm really stressed, my resting heart rate is up, for example, it will notify me, and really then I know, okay, I need to take it easy, calm down a little bit. So I really enjoy it, really love it. In general, I love tracking analytics, so for me it's a really good app. Of course I have the same here with the Apple Watch, but you can see it's just way less detailed, and honestly I've been enjoying the Athletic experience way more. That's actually how it's called, Athletic, in case you want to try it out. Really been enjoying the app for sure. And then over here I have the Zero app for fasting. I used to fast a lot, so in the past I used it more and more. But yeah, now I haven't been really fasting for a while. I kind of do it naturally. I just skip breakfast, so I don't really use the app that much anymore. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it previously. It's basically a timer. Whenever you start fasting, you press it, and then when you're done, it will notify you after 16 hours and you can start eat. So really straightforward. Going to my second page over here, you can see at the top 2 widgets. I have my Squarespace tracker that tracks analytics to my websites. Now it's Monday morning, so a little bit quiet on my website. Haven't had any visitors, but usually, I can see in the afternoon it starts picking up. It's interesting, right? I can go click in there and see, who's on there, what pages they're watching. So I find it quite interesting. Then of course, being a big crypto investor myself, I want to see how Bitcoin is doing, so I can see it right away. That's not my holding, but the price of 1 Bitcoin in this very moment. So I use CoinMarketCap for that, great app as well. Then I have NordVPN, my VPN of choice. 1Password, amazing password manager. I tried a lot of them in the past, but I always keep on coming back to 1Password. It's really affordable. I think it's €2 per month. I have annual subscriptions, so really love it. Clock, of course, to set my alarms. Notes, as I said in the past, I used to use it much more, but now I shifted everything to Notion, and it just makes things so much easier and more consolidated. I think Notion is so much more powerful than Notes, but if you don't want to overcomplicate it, of course Notes is still a great app, but yeah, if you really want to take it to the next level, combine it with your tasks and content, then I think Notion is a much better way. App Store, of course. MyTelia is basically my phone provider of choice in Lithuania, where I can check my invoice and pay it. Analytics, once again, I can see all the traffic on my website, where it comes from, Google Analytics, so it's quite powerful. Google Drive, that's what I use to store most of my files. Photos I keep on iCloud, but all the work files and what have you, passports, copies of certificates, I keep it all on Google Drive. And from there, it's very easy, when sometimes I'm somewhere and they ask me for a copy of that or, get my passport, I always have it over here. Previously, I used to have it in my photo gallery, but then, it's really hard to look for it and scroll. And now it's in my Google Drive. I can quickly look it up, passport, and boom, I have it. Then, as I mentioned before, I have Notion to track all my tasks and content ideas and what have you. So really, really powerful app. I mean, honestly, recommend you check it out. You can also get my subscription tracker, which I have in Notion free of charge. I'll leave a link down in the description below so you can try it out and track all the subscriptions. Really, really love it. Then Google Translate. It's pretty much a no-brainer, even though recently I found myself using more and more ChatGPT for that. I'll come to this in a second, but I found it much more engaging and better translations than Google Translate. Then of course some of the investing apps that I'm using, Lightyear for example, where I have some of my money. Right now I'm getting 3.79% interest on my euro sitting over there. Then another app that I use is Trade Republic. Here you can see I'm getting 4% interest on my money, and so far interest I earned from them is 1,655 euros. So it was definitely worthwhile to try the app because yeah, that really puts my money to work. You see, last month alone I was paid almost 140 euros in interest just by keeping my cash over there. So it's really, really cool. Then of course another investment app that I use is Trading 212. You can see here the portfolio value that I have currently, and they also pay me a very attractive yield on my cash, even higher at 4.2%, and on my dollars 5.1%. So really, really nice just to get interest. But of course, I also buy my S&P 500 over here because I can buy that without any commission. So it's really, really attractive. And yeah, just love the interface overall. They're soon going to come up with the Trading 212 card. So once it comes out, I will definitely make a video on it. But yeah, really great app. And honestly, a lot of great features. You can see the foreign exchange fee only with 0.15%, which is really low and much better than many other brokers out there. Then of course, Revolut. I really love the app and experience. I've been using them for many, many years. I'm currently on the Ultra plan and probably going to extend it. I've really been enjoying the experience. You can see some nice cashback that I got just by using that. I use it together with my Revolut Pro card. So I get 1.2% cashback on every transaction. So yeah, it's been really worthwhile. And I get airport lounge access. You can see all the various benefits that I get from it. And yeah, honestly, I've been tracking all my expenses with it. It's never faulted me. So I really, really love it. And yeah, it's really great. Then we come to DEX Screener, which is another great tool that I use for my crypto trading. So that's basically tracking coins on decentralized exchanges. So I can go in here and see all the latest charts, transactions, what have you, get some deep dives into it. So yeah, been really enjoying that experience as well. And of course, ChatGPT. I mean, how can you live these days without ChatGPT? It's so, so powerful. I'm still puzzled how few people are actually taking advantage of it. I mean, I would say I use it for around 80% of my workload every single day, to answer emails and come up with content ideas, even write scripts. A lot of the things, I really use it for it. Obviously, it's your assistant, right? It's not that it does everything for you. You have to feed it. But if you use it for your advantage, you can really leverage yourself and save you so much time and more efficient, right? And then we come to the third page over here. So you can see my fitness tracker overall, how long I've been standing, what exercise I've been doing. Usually I move enough. So that's why I moved it from the first screen to the third screen, because I usually anyways hit all my targets, but still it's good to keep an eye on that. Then I have my GetQuinn net worth tracker. So that shows me as a widget what my net worth is, how much it went up or down in a day. And yeah, it's just to keep an eye on how things are developing in your portfolio. Here you see the GetQuinn app once again. And yeah, honestly love it, especially if you also track dividends. You can see by year how much you're going to be paid by which month. Last month was very good, May a little bit lower. Next month will be my record with $187. So it's really cool. You can see when it's coming through, especially if you have more than one broker. It really makes life so much easier to consolidate all your various investments. Then we have Seeking Alpha, which is basically my stock research tool of choice. I can track also my portfolio over here and the active brokers portfolio. And yeah, really powerful. All the positions I have, I'll get the insights if I click into any one of them. And yeah, I've been really using the app for many years as well. Pay for it my own money and really love it. So definitely check it out. They have a free plan, but they also have a pay plan. If you want to try the pay plan, I do have a link down in the description below, which will get you definitely some discounts. There's different promotions throughout the year, but most of the time you really get a good deal with my link. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Then Air Visual, normally not an app I would have used before, but having moved now to Dubai, sadly in Dubai, often the air quality is quite poor. And yeah, that's why I always check how the air quality is. And depending on that, I decide if I can go outside for a run or hit the treadmill. I tried a lot of apps, but actually I like this app called Air Visual, really accurate, and yeah, quite enjoyed it. Then we have the Phantom wallet, which is basically another decentralized exchange wallet. And here you could buy some of the coins that are not listed on centralized exchanges yet. I did that early on with some pre-sales, what have you. So yeah, quite enjoyed the experience. And if you're into crypto trading, you probably come across Phantom wallet at some stage. Then I have one folder all about the various things in Dubai, because Dubai has literally an app for everything. You can see even Dubai Police has an app. You can pay your utilities with an app over here. You have insurances over here, your phone bill, so many discount apps. Every mall has an app. So yeah, it's really an app-driven country. I like it, but yeah, it's a lot. So that's why I put them all into one folder. And usually many times I see myself, actually all I do is swipe down and then just look for the app. Rather than looking for all of them. Because you will notice if I go to the last page over here, my app library, I have so many apps over there. So not all of them are in the home screen. More and more I actually delete them from the home screen. And then, as I said, just look them up. For example, CoinGecko is another app I use quite often, but I don't actually have it on my home screen. And yeah, I just look for it, open it up, and boom, I will have it right away. And I skipped 2 apps. These are my UAE bank accounts, WEO Personal, WEO Business. Really love them. The banks in the UAE are a little bit tricky, I must say, but WEO Bank has been really cool. It's kind of like a neo bank in a way. It's similar to Revolut, digital only, and I've been really enjoying the experience. Honestly, I could probably eventually get rid of the 3rd page to only have 2 pages over here, because less is more. And as I said, mostly all I do when I want something, I just look for it, pull down, and then start typing for the app, open it up over here. And one more thing I forgot to mention, since I have the latest iPhone, you have this action button over here. And in the past, you could only switch between, silent mode or not. You can change some of the settings, but eventually I gave it a shortcut. And with the shortcut, when I press it now, you can basically see I have a little menu popping up. And from here, I have the things that I mostly do with my phone. Either call my wife on WhatsApp. I can add things to my shopping list, which I do often as well. Or if I'm in the supermarket, I can pull it up and see my shopping list. Or when I go to the gym, immediately it will activate my Apple Watch to start tracking my workout, and it will pull up my workout trackers. It has some things running in the background as soon as I press that. Or if I press sleep, it will basically put my phone into sleep mode and activate my alarm. So yeah, these are things that really save a little bit of time. In general, I really try to be as efficient with my phone as possible. As I said, we already use it way too much. So really, I want to get rid of all the distractions. I don't have a single game on my phone. The only distraction that I really have, I would say, is probably TikTok and sometimes Instagram, but actually Instagram really use only for work, to put out content and engage with my audience. But yeah, my only sin, I would say, so far is TikTok. The rest is really work focused. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. You got some new ideas of how you can optimize your own phone. But let me know if I missed some app that you really recommend I should check out. Let me know in the comments down below. I get back to every single one of you. Next up, check out this video here. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.